Hey guys, Oscar with the Apartment Survivalist. I've been out working on my balcony garden and I figured I'd do this entry on some of the stuff that I've done and some of the rework that I'm doing on the garden as it is. So let me just get behind the scenes and turn this around so that you can see what I have going on right here right now. This right here is some of the gurgling that I'm sure you heard in my intro. This is my aquaponics system. This is something that I've been experimenting with for the last 6 months, which I'm planning actually to do away with. The system in and of itself doesn't really work that well for what we need it to. It does work. I mean, it will grow plants just like it's advertised on the internet. The fish do produce nutrients, the plants do grow, and the water is cleaned when it's returned to the fish. The only thing is, since my balcony faces dead north, we don't get a lot of sunlight, so it restricts what I can grow in there. And at the same time, the system is actually kind of really too big for what we can actually grow. It's just that little growing medium that's up there. All that space is taken up. So we can actually produce more food, I believe, in a conventional means with just dirt. So I'm going to be taking this down, and I'm going to be putting in some self-watering containers down there to be able to grow some vegetables. And then maybe I'll be able to stack it and have like a seed starting operation up on this section. What I did want to talk to you about today is this. This is what I just recently built. Since I am going to be doing soil as a growing medium, I decided to do some composting as well. So this is a worm bin for vermicomposting. And if you let me put the camera down, I'll come back on the other side and I'll explain how this works. Putting one of these together is actually pretty straightforward. As you can tell, it's basically just 3 Rubbermaid totes. These are 10-gallon totes. The bottom one, I simply drilled a hole on the front of it and just tapped it with some plumbing so that the worm tea could actually accumulate here, and you can just tip it out whenever it accumulates enough. The other bins are built pretty much exactly the same way. On the bottom, I opened up several holes. These are 1/4-inch holes that basically allows the worm tea to actually seep through. And on the upper levels will allow the worms to actually migrate up into the other containers if necessary. I also drilled a couple of holes on the side to be able to ventilate it, and covered that with some screening so that other bugs or other things that you don't want getting into this container won't get into the container. And really, that is it. The whole thing goes stacked one on top of the other. It takes up very little space. Takes in quite a bit of food scraps to turn it into compost. So all in all, it's a pretty good, effective little system to do some composting, especially for us apartment dwellers who don't have a lot of area to actually do a full-fledged compost pile. So the write-up on how I actually put this together and the instructions and all the actual components to it, I will be putting up on the website, theapartmentsurvivalist.com, in a couple of days. So be sure to check that out and download it from there. You guys can build one on your own. So those are my plans for the garden. As I progress and as everything comes along, you'll be seeing it all on video. So please subscribe to me on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter so that you can see the progress come along. And theapartmentsurvivalist.com for all the other articles that I have on surviving day to day in an apartment, guys. So until next time, be safe.